Yo, I got a brand new Pro-Am build I want to show you. Yesterday, I dropped gameplay of this build in the rec center. It's easy for me to make a build like this when I have, lockdowns surrounding me, but in that rec gameplay video, I dropped like 40 points in overtime win. A lot of fun. I mean, this build can get buckets. I can score at all 3 levels. If you've seen my Vince Carter build and you've seen my PG build, offensively, it's kind of those two builds meshed together. Defense is the same as the 6'6", if you've seen that before, but let's just get right into it. 86 speed. Gonna need that for the gold speed booster eventually, so we'll put that up. 73 excel. I think the strength is like 37. Strength's kind of irrelevant as a guard, especially in Pro-Am. You're not gonna be on ball. But anyways, those are the physicals, so now when we upgrade stuff, you'll start to figure it out. Vince Carter build, which is my old 6'6" build that, I enjoy it, but for Pro-Am, we have an interior big, and there's just not a lot of opportunities for me to really dunk with my 94 driving dunk, so I needed to find a way to work around that and kind of just help the offense the best way that I can. So if you see my 6'8" build that I talked about earlier, that build has a 96 midi, and I love it. I love it. So we wanted to make a build like that, but first let's do the offense. We're gonna do an 83 speed with ball. We're gonna up the ball handle all the way to a 93. We do that so that we can get killer combos on gold. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used killer combos on gold. This is the best ball handle I've had this year. So I'm excited to use this, and I could definitely notice it between silver and gold, that gold is just way better. 87 pass on my other build. This one's gonna have a 91. If you've ever seen me play this game before, I've been an advocate of pass accuracy from day one that this game came out. I've loved 87 pass because you get LeBron pass style, which isn't my favorite as a primary ball handler, but you get the bronze bailout as well. 89, obviously you get Tyrese Halliburton pass style. And at 91, special deliveries on Hoff, but that's whatever. Gold is no different than Hall of Fame to me. Needle threader is going to be gold, and bailout is going to be silver. I think this is elite playmaking. The dribbling feels really, really smooth with this build, and the passing is infinitely better on this build compared to my Vince Carter build with 87 pass. My Tyrese Halliburton build has 89 pass. This 91 is better than that. So a huge, huge fan of this pass. I highly recommend when you make this build that if you can find a way to keep the 91 pass, do it. But if not, 89 will do as well. I like Tyrese Halliburton pass style a lot more than LeBron. But with that being said, I'm going to stick with 91 for this build because it's for Pro-Am and I need to be able to pass as good as possible. Next, obviously, you clicked on this build because you saw, wow, 98 midi, 94 3. That's crazy. So yes, 98 midi. When you do a 98 midi, you get every single badge Hall of Fame. Deadeye, insane. And Blinders, insane badges to have on Hall of Fame. Not the biggest difference I've seen between Hall of Fame and gold, but, I wanted to try it out. And, as a primary ball handler in Pro-Am, I'm going to have to be able to hit tough shots, have to shoot consistently. I've always been an advocate for catch and shoot Hoff, green machine Hoff. That's what I have on my 6'8" build. So getting up to Deadeye and Blinders Hall of Fame has been so much fun. I'm averaging like 38 and 12 with this build in rec right now. It's insane. 3-pointer, I have a 92 on my Vince Carter build. We're going up to 94. The only difference between a 92 and a 94 is Agent 3 gold, which I think is a significant boost from silver, because at silver you get silver Agent 3 on like at an 86 or something like that, so +8 is insane. This is the best shooting build that I have by far. You also get a corner specialist on Hoff, but you're really not shooting from the corner a whole lot with this build. And then in Pro-Am, free throws might be the hardest thing, honestly. Outside of trying to score on a lockdown the whole time, it's impossible to make a free throw. So I did 99 free throw. I'm not playing no games. Elite shooting. I mean, this shooting, you're going to be able to, shoot however you want. I'm going to be posting a lot of gameplay on this build, talking about Deadeye, talking about Blinders, talking about Agent 3, just talking about all these freaking badges I can get, because I think making a build like this is just so much fun to me. Down here, I want to make the most of my 98 MIDI. So I'm going to put my post control up to I think it's an 85 actually. Put it at an 85. Now, my 6.8 build, I'm going to keep referring back to that build because this is kind of my inspiration for this build. I love the 96 MIDI that I have on that. On that build, I have a 92 post control because unpluckable, that's what you get on gold, and obviously at 6.8, you can't get unpluckable gold with a 92 handle because you can't get that handle on 6.8. So we just have to go up to an 85 with this. You get the post fade Phenom Hall of Fame. I'm going to make a video of rec gameplay of me only using post fade Phenom, and I guarantee you I will score at least 30 points with post fade Phenom. It is an insane badge. It is cheap. I can save that for last, and I could show you once this is all said and done just how cheap this is, but see how I'm at 96 overall? Watch the bar go up as I go up. Like, it hardly goes up, right? So I think this is the most worth it badge in 2K this year is post fade Phenom. I talked about that in my Tyrese Halliburton build video. This build is insane. The post control is cheap. If you have anything above a 90 MIDI, right? Anything above a 90 MIDI, because I think, what do you need for this? You need an 86 MIDI to get this on Hall of Fame with an 85 post control. That is so cheap. Especially with the meta this year being higher MIDI than 3, so like 84 MIDI, 78.3, or whatever the case may be. It's just worth it to do post control. You gotta learn how to do hop jumpers out of this. Post fade. This is going to be my first time using, post fades without strength. Definitely put strength if you want to really abuse it, but I think you can get away with doing hop jumpers and just fading like crazy. I'll show gameplay of that badge at some point though. Layup. Devin Booker's layup just came out today when I'm making this video, and his floaters look crazy. So you could just stop at an 85 layup, which I can talk about later, but for me, LeBron layup at 87 is, wow. It does things. It has no floater, but he literally floats. He has no floater, but he physically floats to the rim. So that's why we did that. I've fallen in love. This is the same layup I have on my 6.8. That's literally my favorite build in 2K this year. If you haven't seen that build, you have to check it out because I do think that that's the best well-rounded build in 2K. And with dunks, man, I have a build with 94 dunk, and it's hard to use it, I'm gonna be honest. It's not easy. You gotta learn how to meter dunk, and there's so many different things you gotta watch out when you're doing a meter dunk. It's just, do a layup. Again, if you wanna go down to 85 layup for Devin Booker, keep it there. The floater looks insane on that, but I like 87. Not much to talk about here. We're going up to a 71 because if you see to the right, fast twitch and hook specialist, sure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Sure. Like, we'll do that. All right. Offensively, look at this. Insane. Compared to my Vince Carter build, this is phenomenally better. Like, more usable, I think. Midis are a lot more, like, easy to come by than meter dunking, I think. At least for our 5. You know, like I said, in Pro-Am, our center is an interior big, so, you know what I'm saying? This is just going to be so much more fun to use for me. Let's go down to the defense. Like I said earlier, not much to talk about with the defense because it's the exact same as my Vince Carter build. 58 perimeter, off-ball pass. I'm in the corner on defense, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot explain how important that is to know when you see this defense, because the defense is going to be shaky. The defense is going to be shaky. There's not even a reason to talk about the defense because it's whatever. It's whatever. 49 interior, 58 perimeter, off-ball pass. You know what I'm saying? Chase down bronze with the 60 vert. That's that. That's the build. This is what I'm rocking in Pro-Am. Love it. Love. Really like it, all right? You're going to get comparisons to Steve Nash, D'Angelo, Don't Trade Me, Russell, and CJ, Old Man, McCollum, all right? Not bad. My guy looks like Luka. I call him Luka because he plays like Luka, minus the strength, all right? Now, if you want to make this build, and, you know, it just isn't lining up, I would still recommend keeping your layup pretty high. 85 is really good. You don't lose any badges. All right, you want that Giant Slayer on Hoth. The close shot, you're gonna go down to a 68. Now we're gonna try to keep the 98 midi because you want Blinders Hoth and Deadeye Hoth. You want to keep those. As of right now, I don't have a 94-3 when I'm using this build in yesterday's gameplay. All right, so we're gonna keep the 92-3. All right, or we're gonna go down to a 92-3. I don't know the true difference between Agent 3, Gold, and Silver yet, so we want to put that down. Like I said, 91 pass. If you can keep it, great. If not, that's okay. We're gonna put that down a little bit. Let's see, what else would we do? We're probably gonna put our perimeter down all the way like that, and then BAM! All of a sudden now you have Challenger Bronze, like literally the only important badge in here. We'll probably lower this part down to 80. So now you can put that up a little bit more too. Now you got Workhorse and Fast Feet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important to know. This is important to know. Lower your strength a little bit. If you don't want block, I'm not sure why you wouldn't. I wouldn't put steel on just because you gotta lower too much at that point. Maybe put this down to 75. That way you still get the post-fade Phenom on gold. Like I said, very broken badge. And just see how much more, you know, perimeter you can get on it. Probably something around this, give or take. Maybe that, something like this. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to abuse that MIDI still, you can find a way to make that work. Probably something like this. Look, now you got your rec build. I mean, I don't understand what more you want from me, folks. I showed you my Pro-Am version, and then here's the version that, you know, you can actually use in rec. All right? Both of these versions, you know, kind of looking at this does look pretty good, but for my playstyle, I need the 94-3, I need the 91 pass, need an 87 layup, and all of that seems more worth it to me than just putting this up to a 72. That's just for me in Pro-Am. Obviously, if you're in rec, all of those badges are going to be incredible. So that's the build. I mean, I've given you two versions. I gave you my Pro-Am version of me sitting in the corner looking pretty and handsome, and I gave you a rec version of it. You know, so there you go. 98 MIDI build regardless of what you decide to do. Really recommend making this build. Offensively, you're just going to have the time of your life. It's almost March. Try something new. You know, if you're in rec, defense is kind of irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter anyways. You're guarding bums. You just got to face guard your dude. So make this build. Have the time of your life. I'm going to keep posting gameplay stuff this weekend. Maybe talking about some badges with this build. But this is my favorite build probably right now for offense. We're almost to 500 subs. Thank you for the love and support. Comment below if you want to run with me, whether it's Pro-Am or Rec. I ran with some of you a couple days ago. It was a lot of fun. So comment below if you want to run with me, and I'll see you next time.